Hello and welcome back to that Eurovision site where today we're kicking off with some more reactions. This time we're going over to Iceland. Never been. I'm sure it's lovely. But we're heading over to Iceland's Söngvakeppnin where I will be kicking off the reactions to the first semi-final of the Icelandic selection. Just some housekeeping before we get started. I'll be reacting to the Icelandic versions of the songs because they are the ones that will be performed in the semi-final. For those of these that are lucky to get through and change theirs into English, maybe there'll be reactions to them in the future. Who knows? But I'll be reacting to the first semi-finals. That is Birgo, Ágúst, Bia, Stebbi and Vibe. I'm not going to try and pronounce the song names. So, without further ado, shall we get into it? So, the first one is Birgo with, I said I'm not going to try and pronounce the names, so it'll be in the description somewhere. You know what? Let's give it a go. No, I have a narrator thing on Google Translate. What is it? You have a Flýg í Storminn by Birgo. Let's have a look. Like a voice. This is one of the better ballads I've heard this year, which, to be fair, there aren't that many. At least good ones. Okay, this is going somewhere. I like that. It's no longer going somewhere. It's starting to get a bit messy, I feel. Like, there are really, really good elements to it. But it's just take off a layer, maybe. I really hope she can pull that off live. Yep, another whistle now. Look at you go. That was Flýg í Storminn by Birgo, and there's definitely potential there. I feel like that will begin to fall apart a bit in an English version, as Icelandic songs most of the time do, I think. Stop translating them to English, please. So, the one time you sent Icelandic, it was the best Icelandic entry ever. One of the best Eurovision entries ever. And never mind it coming like 24th. Oh, that was Sister, by the way. Yeah, but there's definitely potential. A lot of it hinges on whether or not she can pull all of that off live, because that's a song that's going to demand a lot from her. And it's going to demand some complementary staging, to say the least. You can't just like stick her on a stage and have her do that, because it would feel weird. And especially with so much going on in the song, it needs a lot going on in the staging as well, I fear. And I just don't know if they are going to do all of that. Maybe they will, maybe they won't. But it's a perfectly serviceable song. It's the kind of type of thing I'm coming to expect from Iceland this last few years, in that, yeah, it's good, but nothing that couldn't be a lot better with work, and nothing to really write home about, but I'm not opposed to it. It's fun. Okay, so second, with a lovely smile, I must say, is Ágúst with Eins Og Þú. Eins Og Þú by Ágúst and his lovely smile. Shall we take a look? No Swedish songwriters. It sounds a bit mellow to me, as in a bit Melodifestivalen. It is fun in a way where this is perfectly serviceable, but I'm not going to listen to this out of my own volition again. But I'm not having a bad time, it's fine. Does this go anywhere? Or can I skip? Kind of, let's do it big at the end, kind of what I expect from that. So that was Eins Og Þú by Ágúst, and It's perfectly serviceable pop track. That's pretty much all there is to say about it. In that there will be other people who like that genre of music more than me, who will like this song more than me. I I am perfectly open to this kind of song. It's very middle of the road for me, just the genre as a whole, and that's where this kind of fits into that, in my opinion. Again, there's nothing but it's kind of the same thing I said about Virgo in that he's a Söngvakeppnin kind of song, and it's not bad by any means. It's fine. It's just fine. I wouldn't turn it off. I wouldn't turn it on. You know, there's a lot of songs that fall into that area, and this is one of them. Norðurljós by Bia is up next, and I have to say, she looks like she's loving it. She looks like she's having a great time. It's a very like it girl from like a modern show set in the 80s kind of thing. Like I feel like that a Stranger Things character could look like her. You know? That makes no sense at all. But let me know if you see it. Anyway, let's see if the song is as happy as she is. This feels like something I would hear in Melody Grand Prix, and something I am very not happy is absent from this year's Melody Grand Prix. Just this archetype of song that it's not my favourite, but I appreciate it when it's there. And there's that type of song in the competition. So good job, Söngvakeppnin. You're doing better than Norway. I am curious as to how this will get staged. Because if you're talking about Northern Lights, you better get some pretty Northern Lights LEDs. Like, this is prime pretty LED territory she's entering here. But I really hope I'm not let down. Maybe the North Kid curtain can come back. Okay, I quite like this. Yeah. Okay. Big finish there, big finish. I think that is a very. I'm going to careful about how I word it. It is a typical Northern European girl ballad song in a national final in a good way. Like this comes from someone who really likes that kind of stuff, and I like this. I'm sure if she's got the voice on her that she's coming across in the studio live, that will do well for her. I think, especially if it's staged right, which I think it's a song that has potential to have some pretty good staging in it. Pretty LEDs, please. Please, thank you. Pretty LEDs. When there's an opportunity for pretty LEDs, use pretty LEDs. But I know a bit about these artists because of the work I'm doing with the site, and it, I think I think she will abandon Icelandic as soon as she can, which is a shame because translating the songs into English is A, doesn't work all the time, and B, it's just boring. Come on. This is like an accusatory me at the moment because she's not done anything yet. She might not even get the chance to do anything. But Icelandic is great, isn't it? It's so nice that we get an entire round of Icelandic songs. I just wish a lot of them would stay in Icelandic. Because we lost Go Tiffany last year. Come on. And it was replaced with Good Energy. Like, Go Tiffany is way better than that. Even if she kept it as like a hybrid of the two and had Go Tiffany into the atmosphere, which sounds a bit like a sci-fi book, but it would be much better. I'm very off topic. So to get back to it, Norðurljós, Norðurljós, Norðurljós. if any of those were close, I'm lucky. But I think that I've given up trying to predict Söngvakeppnin because my favourite last year, I think, came last in her heat. So maybe me liking it is a curse for the year rather than a blessing, but I quite like that one. It's certainly my favourite of the three so far. As for chances, I don't see it. Obviously, I've not heard 7 out of the 10 songs. And this is the third one I'm hearing. I feel like something will have more winner potential than this. It's a me song, because it's not a Eurovision song, if you get me. So, fourth is Stebbi, who is he looks quite menacing. He's in all black. He's got a hood up. Is this going to be a genre of song I'm not particularly fond of? It seems quite likely based on the optics. I hope I'm pleasantly surprised. It's loud. Yeah, this is not for me. I think there is certainly some staging potential here. The same potential that this kind of song usually has, in that the potential is fire. He should have lots of fire. Oh. He's screaming. And back to Frelsiđ in his mitts. I feel like I've heard that thing more in the last minute than I will in the next 50 years combined. Okay, that was Frelsiđ Mitt by Stebbi, and yeah, I was right before I decided. It's not my thing at all. Just trying to speak as objectively as possible. I still think it'll be one of the weaker songs in the lineup because, well, I know the genre's not my thing, but I know when it's done right, and I don't think this is that per se. It kind of felt really repetitive and didn't really go hard, and that genre of music needs to be really in your face, and it was in my face, but not. It was here. It needed to be here. You get me? Probably not. I would be shocked if you got anything I say. But summary, I would be very surprised if this got through. I mean, I'm sure he's a lovely fella, but no, not a good song. Sorry, Stebbi. And finally, we have a returning act from last year, which is one of our, I think, 2 songs this year that is only in Icelandic. No English version. Instant points from me. It is Vibe with Roa, sure. And I'll be honest, I had a little bit of this in the login Eins Og Þú when I was, watching that. I don't think they'd play. I forgot they played bits of the song, if I'm being honest. So I think I don't fully remember it because it was the evening. I'd mentally checked out by that point, but I remember somewhat enjoying the song last year. So let's see if this one's better or worse. This is going to be fun. Yes. This is going to make no sense to 99 out of 100 people watching. Icelandic hon Helgen hon Hakon. The Norwegian. It'd be a lot better than most people in the CMGP. But again, it was kind of like a shanty. Okay, I really like it. This is really fun. This is cool. I like this one. You cannot see my legs, but I am doing a mad jig right now. I think this will go off live, I feel. People will be jumping. Apparently it's called quiet in English. That's what Roa means. It's not very quiet at all. Maybe that's what they're talking about. This is fun. Yes. That was Vibe. That was Raw, and that was amazing. It is just such a fun song, and this is not even the best we're gonna see of this because listening to a song like this in a studio cut is basically pointless. Because when it gets performed live in front of an audience, that is when it comes alive. It's already great, so this in front of an audience, gonna go hard. And I'm excited now. Of course, there were some, let's face it, good but not great songs before this. This is the one. I I've not heard the second semi-final. I'll be doing so after this, but off camera. So maybe I'll let you know in the comments my thoughts on the second one. It's Shiloh reacting, so you know I need to comment on the video Shiloh's on being funny. But yeah, I think this might be my winner overall because I said at the start this is Icelandic Hon Helga and Hon Håkon, who they are, if you don't know them, they do kind of like this, but in Norwegian, which is right at the top of Norway. Where those two are from? Rocks. Yeah, but they got songs like Snow Scooter Fest and others that escape my reckoning right now, but it's basically fun party music. And this is fun party music. And it's really fun and really good. And it's in Icelandic and it's going to stay in Icelandic, which I love. Because it's not going to get some really terrible English lyrics, which, as I've heard, some of them have. But yeah, I think that this is maybe unlucky that there's no super final anymore with all televote because I could see juries not caring for this a bit. Maybe I'll be proven wrong. After all, it is a big myth that have fun party songs mean no televote. I mean no jury vote, sorry. Because Carrie got a lot of jury votes. Baby Lasagna got a lot of jury votes. It's not like they flopped with either of those. But yeah, I really hope this wins at least the semi final, maybe the final too. You never know. And I think should it go to Eurovision, it will do very well indeed. And they will get the two guys that they seem really lovable as well. And because I saw their like artist page on Söngvakeppnin, they are they are not taking it very seriously, and I just love that for them. So yeah, I think I've been speaking about these songs for a lot longer than I've spoken about the others, which might be an indicator of how in favour I am of this. It is just, it's kind of just really fun, obnoxious in your face kind of fun. I really like that, and I wish nothing but the best for this song. But that is my time. That's all I've got. Be sure to stay tuned for the second half of these reactions that I won't be doing. I think Shiloh will be. So when they drop, be sure to check them out as well. And let me know what you think about this batch of songs, whether you think I'm right or wrong. And be sure to follow us on at that Eurosite on all your platforms, as well as subscribing, liking, and commenting here on YouTube. And be sure to check out that Euro podcast, where we'll be uploading podcasts about pretty much everything. There's one, the concept of So Dad, coming soon, which I was on, surprisingly. I mean, why wouldn't I be? It's me. But yeah, we'll also be uploading our recaps that you can also find here on YouTube, where we're doing like pre and post national final things. I'm on a few of them, but if you hate me, there's some that don't have me on them. And you can find that Euro podcast wherever you get your podcasts, because it's podcast. But so Spotify, Apple Pod, is there an Apple Podcasts? If there is, it's on there. And just wherever you get your podcasts, we're on there. It's a good podcast. Good listen. Anyway, that is all I have time for. Goodbye.